All right, everybody, let's do this. I'm Coach Steve, and today we are going to do a 9-exercise, 3-round routine body weight exercises. I will progress them and regress them. So whatever fitness level you are at, you'll be able to do this whole routine, no problem. Just scale it for yourself. Everybody's at a different fitness level, so do what you need to do to make sure that you can get through this particular routine. All you'll need today is a mat, maybe some water, and your bad self, and that's pretty much it. So we'll do a little dynamic warm-up to begin with, do the routine, we'll do a little stretching at the end, and then you'll be on your way for a great day. All right, so go ahead and get your legs a little wider than hip distance, and we're just going to spin side to side. Warm up the torso, warm up the ankles. So make sure you spin those ankles a little bit. Warming up the shoulders a little bit. Each of these exercises will be 1 minute. So when you kind of gauge as to what level you're going to do each of the exercises, kind of have it in the back of your mind that you want to make it for 1 minute. All right, so again, legs a little wider than hip distance. Let's go down and reach it all the way up. All the way up. Again, everybody has different flexibility, so maybe you can get down a little bit lower. Maybe you can't get as low. Good morning. Are you coming over to play with us? Are you coming over to play with us? All right. Neighbor's out. Just invite her to come over. All right. A few more. Here we go. Good. All right. Put your hands together. Let's go ahead and do a chop. So try to bend that knee on the side. We'll switch in a minute. So just keep it rolling this way. Don't forget to smile as you do this. As you're doing this, think about things that you're grateful for, like you tuned in to this video. Sometimes just doing that is a win. So let's celebrate those wins, no matter how small. Switch sides if you haven't already done so. All right, a couple more on this side. Okay. All right, go ahead and stand up. Legs underneath your hips. Roll your shoulders back. Try to loosen up those shoulders. And we will get started in 1 minute. Roll it out. Don't forget, if you're recording this, make sure you turn your watch on. For those of us that use sports watches, it didn't happen unless it's recorded. All right, go ahead and rest. Our first exercise is going to be on the ground. So we're going to get onto all fours. If you're unable to get onto the ground, you can do a very similar thing standing. You'll just need to hold on. I'll demonstrate that. We're going to do a bird dog first. So if you're unable to get onto the ground, we're going to go opposite. Arm up, leg up. So for the rest of us, let's get down on the ground. We're going to go one leg back, the other arm forward, and switch. So really concentrate on tightening those glutes every time you kick it back. Really tighten those glutes. Reach it forward, reach it back. Don't forget to breathe. Keep it nice and smooth. This one you definitely don't have to go fast, but really concentrate on pulling in those glutes, really tighten those glutes. This is really good for the lower back as well. So if you sit for long periods, this will help strengthen that lower back. All right, 5 seconds. All right, and rest. We'll have 15-second rest in between each exercise. All right, our next exercise is going to be a double wood chop. So it's a little bit different than what we did to warm up. We're going to keep our arms parallel, bring them up to the side, and chop it down. Reach it up, chop it down. It's a good full body exercise. If you want to make this a little bit harder, go ahead and increase the pace. If you're here for mobility, just keep it nice and slow. So you can use today's exercises for mobility, for exercise, even for HIIT training if you speed it up fast enough. Let's switch sides. Reach it up, chop it down. All right, 5 seconds. And rest. All right. You can stand for this next one if you can't get on the ground. But we're gonna do crab rotations. So we're gonna get into this crab position. You're gonna lift your rear end off of the mat or the ground, and we're gonna kick our legs out, kick our arms out. So we're trying to keep our core stabilized. Lifting each one of our limbs puts us a little bit off balance. So think about, if you care, that for this exercise, you're really working your stabilizing muscles in your legs and in your arms. So each time you shift your body weight, those little tiny muscles, especially in your arms, are really focused in. All right, and rest. All right, let's go ahead back up to our feet. A lot of the exercise is our transitions from the ground to stand. We got some very active chickadees this morning. All right, we're doing a side shuffle. So we're gonna shuffle to the one side and to the other side. Go ahead and get started. So this is for movement, to slow it down like this. All right. And we can skip it over to make it a little more difficult. And we can really speed it up if you want to make this a HIIT exercise and a cardio exercise. So go take this exercise wherever you need it to go. Everybody's at a different fitness level. So don't feel like you need to go fast or slow. Take it at your own pace. Do it so it challenges you a bit, but that you can make it for a whole minute. All right, 5 seconds. And rest. All right, our fifth exercise is usually a fight move. So we're gonna get our legs a little further in hip distance, keep them a little bit bent. Let's put our fists in front of us, get a little sway in our hips. We're gonna punch forward, and then we're gonna punch down. Punch forward, punch down. Go ahead and get started. So the thing I want you to concentrate on is the snappy punches. All right, you're gonna get more out of the exercise if you do those punches really snappy. So again, go at your own pace. If you feel a little more agile, really put those hips into it. Because when you put your hips into it, those are going to work those stabilizing muscles up and down your legs. And don't forget to breathe. And rest. All right, our next exercise is called a standing crab. We did the crab plank rotations on the ground. This time we're going to do standing crab. It really works our core, especially our lats. So put your arms up to the side, and we're bringing our knee up to our elbows. And again, maybe your legs only come up this far. It's fine. Maybe they can come all the way up to your elbows. Maybe you're feeling extra vigorous today and you really need to go at it. So go take this exercise where you need to. Work those lats and the core and the mobility of those hips actually. So this is actually a really good hip mobility exercise too, because we're bringing our legs up in a direction that they don't normally go when we walk around. All right, 10 seconds. And rest. All right, we're doing mountain climbers next. So you can do mountain climbers by leaning on a chair as well as on the ground. So for mountain climbers, we're going to get into plank position. All right, and this is kind of like level 2 mountain climbers. Just drive your knee in, bring it back out. Okay, so maybe that's where you are today. If you want to make this a little more difficult, put a little hop in your step, drive those knees faster. And if you really need to make this more vigorous for yourself today, go as fast as you can. So remember, think about why you're doing this today. It's for mobility, it's for movement, it's to get a good workout. You determine what you need to do to make this work for you. All right, 10 seconds. And rest. All right, we're gonna do bridges next. So if you're able to get on the ground, go ahead and lay on your back. If you're not able to, I want you to start from here and do a full extension this way. All right, so from this position, we're bringing our hips up and bring them down, tap the ground and bring them up. So really push through your thighs, push your hips up as high as you can. Tighten your glutes. You can use your thumbs to poke your glutes to make sure they're engaged. That's called the poke test. So anytime you're trying to work a muscle and you want to make sure that it's engaged, go ahead and poke it. If it's nice and firm, then it's engaged. If it's not, then it's not engaged. All right, 15 seconds. Almost done with the first round. And rest. All right, our last exercise for the first round is a burpee. So I don't care who you are, you can still do a burpee, whether you do a push-up off the wall and stand up, off a piece of furniture and stand up, and I'll give you some other modifications. So we're gonna go down, bring our legs out, bring our legs in, and stand it up. So you can do that one as a burpee. You can step it out. You can do a push-up if you want. Bring it in, stand it up. If you need it to be a little more vigorous, jump it out, push up, jump it in, and jump it up. So take the burpee where you need it to go today. Again, the important thing here is to make it for 60 seconds or a minute. So whatever you need to do is fine. Generally speaking, we're our own worst critic. So just have some self-compassion. Do your burpee and rest. All right, we'll have 1 minute rest in between our rounds. So go ahead and grab a drink. Another thing that you can do is just work on your breathing. Kind of calm your heart rate down. Get ready for the next round. Nice deep breath in. So do what you need to do for this minute. If you need to run to the bathroom, make sure your watch is working. Whatever you need to do. Whew. All right, hopefully you're feeling well in this last 20 seconds. Like I said at the beginning, think of something that you're grateful for. I'm grateful that you guys all made it today, so thank you very much. It's always awesome. And let's get into bird dog position for the start of round number 2. So arms underneath your shoulders, knees underneath your hips, and one arm out, the opposite leg back. Engage those glutes and lower back. Keep it nice and smooth. You can even pause when your leg is up, just to ensure that your glutes are engaged for this exercise. The challenge that I give you for any time you come to this class is to take one of these exercises today and work it into your day. So why do we want to do that? We want to remind our body that we are an active creature. Go ahead and stop. And to not forget about us, that we are going to move at any particular point in time. So get up from your desk, do one of these movements that you learned today. All right, double wood chop is next. So both arms up, chop down towards your knee. Up and chop. It's weird being here and seeing seagulls fly overhead. At home, we don't generally have seagulls flying overhead, or just gulls for those birders out there. All right, ready and switch. And again, go as fast or as slow as you need it today. This is really good for mobility training. You just slow it down. 10 seconds. And rest. All right, we're on plank rotations next. Crab plank rotations. So we're in crab position. And again, if you can't get on the ground, just do this standing. Lift one limb at a time. All right, ready? Lift your butt up and kick it out. And bring an arm up. Kick it out. And bring an arm up. All right, you got this. Remember, we're working those stabilizing muscles. Go as fast or as slow as you need to go. Again, this one's not important that you kill it. Just keep that movement going. It's actually really good for your wrists. You're at a keyboard all day. This will help lengthen out those wrists, stretch your wrists out a little bit. All right, 15 seconds. You got this. I'm gonna tow you up here once you get to the bird feeder. All right. All right, we're up to our side shuffle next. And again, with the side shuffle, do what you need to do for this one. If you need to walk it or you need to run it, you know, whatever you need to do. Ready? And go. If you have more room, you can go as far right and left as you need to go. Woo. There we go. You got this. Again, we want to make it for a minute at whatever speed you pick. So pick a speed that you can make it. If you have some mobility issues, go ahead and walk it side to side, right? We need to be able to do that movement. You know, think about, you know, at the kitchen counter, being able to move sideways when you're cooking or washing dishes or stuff like that. At a workbench, maybe in the garden. So we're working those side muscles on this one. All right. Okay, we're on to our fight move next. So get our legs a little further in hip distance. If you're able to, get a little spring in your knees. Bring those fists up to your chest. All right, wiggle around like you're boxing a little bit. 2 forward, 2 down. 2 forward, 2 down. Don't forget to breathe. All right, 30 seconds. Really working those leg stabilizing muscles, getting those ankles a little workout. And rest. All right, next we got our core exercise, although that last one was a core exercise too. All right, put your arms up. We're gonna do standing crab. And again, if you need to hold on to something to keep your balance, go ahead and do that. Elbow or knee to the elbow and go. Crows are starting to get talkative. They went in on the action. Sometimes it's good to do your exercise routine outside so you can have some distractions. All right, 20 seconds. Open up those fingers nice and wide. We don't often exercise our fingers, so really try to open those wide, especially if you're at a keyboard all day. You know, stretch those fingers out. Your fingers have muscles too. All right. Excellent. All right, we're on to mountain climbers next. So again, if you do mountain climbers against the wall, it's perfectly fine. Drive your knees this way. Okay? If you need to prop yourself up on a piece of furniture, that's fine too. All right, ready and go. Got this. So if you do mountain climbers, try to keep your shoulders, butt, and ankles in a line. Then try not to bring your butt up like that. Try to keep it nice and flat. Makes it more of a core exercise. All right, you got this. 15 seconds. And rest. All right, let's flip it over for bridges. And again, we want to concentrate on our glutes for this one. So when you lift your hips up, tighten those glutes, arms down to the side, and lift. And again, if you're unable to get on the ground, do a full extension, arms back, hips out, shoulders back. When you come down, just tap the ground and bring it back up so you can engage your muscles longer. Don't forget to breathe. All right, 15 seconds. And rest. All right, we got burpees next. So remember, burpees your way. Again, you can do them off a wall. Okay, do the push up off the wall and then stand up and put your arms over your head and go. So I'm gonna go down, walk it back, do a push up, walk it back in, stand it up. So I feel like no matter what age you are, you should be able to do a burpee, some modification of a burpee. All right, 30 seconds. All right, almost there. Round number 2 is almost finished. All right, and rest. 2 rounds in, 1 to go. All right, again, work on your breathing. You can stretch out a little bit. I know some of you like to continue to walk around to keep loose. Grab a drink if you need one. Whew. Listen to the crows. This crow comes up every day and there's some water up here that he kind of drinks out of. It's a little different than all the other crows. It's got a lot of white in his wing, which is kind of unusual and fun to see. And they're pretty smart too. All right, 15 seconds. We're back to bird dogs. All right, let's get into position. Wrists underneath our shoulders, knees underneath our hips, and go. All right, keep it nice and smooth. Remember, we're trying to engage that lower back and our glutes when we go back. So think about keeping those glutes really tight. All right, 25 seconds. You can make it. Last set of bird dogs. And rest. All right, we're back to our feet. Legs a little further than hip distance. We're gonna do our double chop. So reach up, chop it down to our knee. Good for shoulder mobility, stabilizing muscles in our lower legs. for ankle strength. All right, and switch. Remember, as we age, we tend to lose bone mineral density, so exercise is our #1 way to continue to build that bone mineral density as we age. So, talk more about that in a second. All right, excellent. Let's go ahead and get into crab position. And we're going to do our crab rotations. Or if you need to stand, go ahead and stand, lift one limb at a time, ready, and go. So back to the bone mineral density thing. You know, if we do the stomping thing, that is going to help us increase bone mineral density as well. So don't be afraid to make a little impact with your lower body, even your upper body, as you move through your day, because your body's going to adapt. So when you strike like that, your body says, you know, if this person is going to do this again, I need to better prepare myself for that. So sends a signal to your nervous system to, hey, let's work on our bone mineral density so we're better prepared next time this happens. All right, back to our feet. All right, we got our side shuffle. Again, make this work for you. You can speed it up, slow it down, whatever you need to do. Ready? And go. And again, go as far as you have space for. If you're at a desk in an office and you can only do this, then just do that. All right? Any movement is good movement if you've been sedentary for a while. So think about, like, you know, if you do 90-minute work blocks, you know, take 5 or 10 minutes in between those work blocks to get some movement in. Do one of these things today, wherever it is. If you're playing video games and you've been there for a while, jump up, do a few burpees, go get a drink, walk around. Make movement a part of your day. All right, 5 seconds. All right, back to center. Let's go ahead. We're doing our fight move next. So get our legs a little further in hip distance. Let's get a little bend in those knees. Get the fists up. 2 forward, 2 down. Ready? And go. Whew. This hummingbird over here is really talking. 20 seconds. You got this. And rest. Awesome. All right, we are off to our standing crab. All right, so we put our arms up. We're bringing our knees to our elbows, if we're able to, as fast or as slow as we need to, whether you're doing this for movement or doing this for a HIIT exercise. Take it where you need it to go. Get those knees up as high as you can. If you can't touch your elbows, that's fine. Movement is better than no movement. So let's keep it rolling here. Almost finished. If you're doing this early in the morning, this is a great way to start your day. Those hands, fingers spread open. All right, 15 seconds. All right, and rest. All right, almost there. We're doing our mountain climbers next. So whether that's off of a wall, off of a chair, off of the ground, slow or fast, do what you needed to do today. Ready and go. Got this. So the last set of mountain climbers. "15 seconds, you can make it." Don't forget to breathe and rest. All right, we're off to bridges, almost finished. Flip it over. Lay it back. If you're standing, do a full extension. If you're on the ground, arms down to the side. Lift those hips up, push through your legs. Feel that extension through your legs and your hips. Bring it down, tap, and bring it back up. All right, 20 seconds. You can make it. And rest. All right, we got burpees last. Let's do this. Remember, for burpees, do them your way, off of a wall, off a piece of furniture, off the ground, stepping back, no push-up, whatever you need to do. Ready and go. You got this, keep it up. It's our last one, and we'll stretch it out. 30 seconds. All right, we did it. Whew. All right. Go ahead and catch your breath. Go ahead and get your legs a little wider than hip distance. If you need to grab some water, go ahead and do it. Our first stretch is going to be to interlock your fingers and stretch it all the way up. Lengthen the muscles in your abdomen, in your legs, in your arms. So get a full body stretch. Make sure in your mind that you can congratulate yourself. You know, chalk this up as a little win. You showed up. You did 1, maybe 2, maybe all 3 rounds, which is awesome. Maybe just did parts of rounds, and that's better than nothing. All right, let's lean over to the side. Really get a good stretch up and down this side of your body. All right, back to center, lean it over to the other side. All right, let's put our hands on our hips. Let's do some hula hoops. Again, concentrate on stretching your leg muscles out as you go around. So these are like hula hoops on the moon, so we don't need to work too hard to keep the hula hoop up. So nice and slow. Really stretching those leg muscles out as we go around. All right, let's switch directions. Oh, it feels good. Really get a sense of what muscles are tight when you roll around like that. All right, let's go back to center. Let's go ahead and roll your shoulders nice and slow. When your shoulders are all the way back, really expand your chest and pinch your shoulder blades. When your shoulders come forward, really stretch your upper back and cinch those muscles in your chest. So concentrate on squeezing in the back, squeezing in the front. All right, switch directions. Don't forget to smile. All right. All right, let's take our wrists and roll out your wrists. Loosen those wrists up a little bit, open up those fingers. And again, like I said about midway through, my challenge to you is to do 1 or 2 of these exercises throughout the day to incorporate a little bit of movement into your day at different points, especially if you're sitting at a desk or playing video games or doing any sedentary activity, driving, all those things. All right. Thank you so much for coming. This is Coach Steve. You can hit the follow button down at the bottom so you can get this material as soon as it is posted. Thanks for coming.